Hi, everybody. Anthony here with the My Peep Show podcast. And Vero. I mean, really, if you don't know who I am and you're watching this, then welcome to me. So, all right. But let's jump into this because this is probably going to be a little bit of a long video. This will be really interesting to see how this thing uploads to Vero. I hope it does. We'll see. And I'll go ahead and tell you, like, I didn't go hardcore studying on these questions. Because I wanted it to be a little more real and authentic. So I'll do my best to answer them. I know they're really awesome, and so I'm really excited to jump into this. If you don't know why I'm doing this because hopefully in the title, which I will put, I got 1,000 followers, and I said I would do 1,000 follower Q&A if I got 1,000 followers, and I did, and it's awesome. So thank you so much for that. Oh, nose rubbing, edit. But anyways, I was hesitant. I didn't know if I'd want to do this or not because I'm probably going to be putting myself out there some. And look, you know, some of these questions that I've read it's going to be kind of real. It's going to get real up in here. But hey, I'm going to answer them honestly. I could easily lie and just give you the cheesy positive answers, but sometimes things aren't always so positive, obviously, in your life. And so some of these questions may let you see that side of me. But regardless, I want to be honest in these things, in these questions, and as real as I can for you. So thank you for the 1,000 follows, but most of all, thank you for your support. All right, let's get started here with these questions. I tried to put them in order as best I could, so we'll roll with it. What is the greatest, this is from Ryan, what is the greatest magic trick I've ever seen performed and who performed it? Okay, good question. I'm not really good with names, but I will tell you that the greatest magic performance I've ever seen was when I was in elementary school. We had this local magician that came there, and as a kid, for me, to see magic live as a kid was amazing. It actually really inspired me as a kid. I was into magic for a little while, so I thought it was so awesome. So unfortunately, I can't remember his name, Ryan, but what was really cool is, and I hope maybe this, I'm sure you already know this, but magic for kids is everything. It's awesome. It's pure. It's authentic. And even for adults as well. I'm not saying that adults can enjoy magic, but I just know from my experience with magic, it was for me as a kid. I don't remember his name, but I just know that it really inspired me, and I was in awe because he did it in front of like half the school. So it was really cool. I don't know if they do stuff like that anymore. I hope they do. I think that's awesome. It's good for kids. All right. Question number 2 from Darren. What is my favorite color? Superman blue. I mean, yeah, no, I say Superman blue, but yeah, it is Superman blue, but it's just blue in general. I love the color blue. I just love when photos have blue, especially like on Vero, when I see a lot of the landscaping photos or ocean photos or skies with the clouds and the blue behind the clouds or the blue in the ocean. And I think blue looks cool on people, and most of all Superman. So Superman blue, that's what I'm going with, Darren. So good question. Okay, RJ, Rena, RJ, I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But all right, we're going to go with RJ. Favorite movie and why? This is a tough one. It kind of, there's so many. There's like, I have like a top 5, 10 list, but I'm going to give you one because you're going to hear this a lot in this Q&A. But it's Superman 1 with Christopher Reeve. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh gosh, the old one? Yes, the old one, because I seen Superman 3 in the theater. It had such a huge impact on me, seeing Superman up on the screen. I've been a fan ever since I was a kid, and I remember watching part 1 and just being in awe. And even today, like I'm still in awe of the movie, not because it has the greatest special effects in the world. It's because to me, Christopher Reeve embodied Clark and Superman. I'll tell you my favorite scene in Superman 1, and it's probably like my top 5 moments of all time in movie history. Because I'm a nerd. Yeah, I know there's like so many great scenes like in The Godfather, which is also in my tops. But I love when Superman and Lois just flew together in Superman 1. And so then he goes around and he comes up as Clark into her apartment because they're going out together and to eat. And so she goes to the back room and Clark's just kind of in the living room waiting on her. And so like he takes his glasses off, and it's like he kind of straightens up and you go, right there. I mean, that's so awesome. He went from Clark to Superman. You know what I mean? Like, you see two different people right before your eyes. It wasn't CGI. It wasn't, it was just an actor acting. And that was so awesome. So, Superman 1 is my favorite movie. I told you, we're at 6 minutes, and I'm on question 3. Oh my gosh, how long is this thing going to take? But yeah, it's Superman 1 just because it's pure for me. It reminds me of being a kid. And it's just, to me, Christopher Reeve is just amazing as Superman. So, good question. Favorite band and why? She threw 2 questions in there. This is an easy one I shouldn't say easy one. It's close. The Black Keys, number 1. The Beach Boys. I grew up listening to my mom's music. She would always listen to music in the car or at home while she was cleaning and stuff. And the Beach Boys were a favorite of hers. So, but I'm going to go with Black Keys because I've just been a fan of theirs. Their last 4 albums. I know like the diehard Black Keys fans aren't fans of the last few albums per se, but to me, I'm a fan because they're willing to like try new stuff, but also not go too crazy. They know what they're good at. And so, but I've also got to see them live. I was backstage at Bonnaroo. I had a little laminate to be backstage at Bonnaroo. So it was really cool. I mean, like from here to here, they walked right by me. And so that was so cool. But the only thing that sucked is I was backstage for the show. So like I seen them on the side the whole time, which I wanted to be in front. But it was just so insane. If you've ever been to Bonnaroo, once you're in that tent, or not tent, but once you're at that stage, there's no getting up to that front once it's, everybody's there. So I had to watch them from here. So I still want to see the Black Keys live, but see them from this way, not this way. So the Black Keys for me, because I can like turn on their album and listen to the whole thing all the way through. All right, let's keep going. This is from Daniel. What is the meaning of life? Oh, very good question, Daniel. I had to think about this one, but I would best sum it up as a movie from Monty Python that came out in 1983. Not their best movie, personally. I'm a Holy Grail, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but a very good question. Thought you had me on that one, didn't you? Good try. Ron, what do I enjoy most about doing a podcast? The people. Getting to know the people. It's amazing. In the past year, I've had the opportunity from a Mount Everest climber to summer winter Olympic medalist to hear what motivates them, to hear the stories of Wendy who climbed Everest, to hear the stories that she went through in climbing Everest and just training for it for that matter. To Miss Alaska and dealing with bullying and stuff as a kid, to see where she's come from now, even to listening to Victoria's story. On Vero, which was absolutely amazing. It's just the people. Every single person I spoke to, including the My Vero peeps, has been. It's really like I'm talking to famous stars. So it sounds silly, but it's true because I think everybody. I've been told. Or I've been said, wow, you've got the guts to ask them out. I could ask them to be on the podcast. I couldn't do something like that. But at the end of the day, everybody's just a person, You see me ask Zack Snyder. I'm not afraid to talk to Zack Snyder. I don't say that in an arrogant way. I just say it in a way, yeah, would I be nervous? Absolutely, I'd be nervous. I was really nervous before I spoke to Samantha Joe on our podcast. But like once you say hi, it's just people talking. And so I just love getting to know people. It's just great for me, is getting to know people, especially from around the world. That's what's really awesome, too, when I speak to people from around the world. So good question, Ron. That was Ron, by the way. Darth Aramis, do you feel that the benefits from the ecumenical policy changes implemented by the Catholic Church during the Vatican II Council were justified, or should the Church have maintained its insular protocols? Is it Is it solipsistic in here, or is it just me? I could probably best answer that question by saying I have no idea. But I'll say my favorite wrestler back in the day was blonde-haired Sting. I liked Crow Sting a little bit. I know you're a big wrestler, Darth Ramius, so there's my wrestler. So there you go. See. Samantha Joe. Ooh, she had a really... I mean, look, all these questions are really awesome. This was an interesting question to me because this made me think. And so this is going to get a little real here. So what is the single event or day in your life that you think about the most? Elaborate, if comfortable, as best you can by being comfortable. So I will go ahead and tell you. I will share something about you, with you about me. I don't know if I'll share something about you. No, I'll share something about me. And by the way, this may stop at some point. If it does, I'll do another one. I'll upload another one. So I don't know what the amount is on this that I can do it. But anyways, what I may do is just do like a 15-minute and then stop it, but we'll see. What is a single event or day in your life that you think about the most? That was asked by Samantha. Samantha, that's a great question. I would probably say when I was in 5th grade, I was in class and I got a call over the intercom that Anthony is going to be checking out of school. And I was so excited. I was just like, yeah. And I was looking at my friends like, ha, I got you. Yeah, I get to check out of school. I had no idea why I was checking out of school. No idea. But I know I was just happy and excited that I was checking out in the middle of the day. Had no idea this was coming. So anyways, as I'm checking out of school, as I'm walking down the hallway, I was really excited to check out. And as I come around the corner, I see my mom there, and I could tell she'd been crying. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on here? And so, and I will tell you that I've spoken about this enough that I'm okay to talk about it. But my brother, my stepbrother, at the time who was 18, had committed suicide. So I had walked up to my mom and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And even like the people in the office were kind of crying because they knew my brother. And so I didn't know what was going on. And so we got out to the truck and my dad was out there and they told me that my brother had, the junior had, committed suicide, that he's dead. And that was really, it still didn't hit me because I didn't really understand. I was like, well, it wasn't computing. But the moment that's probably the moment that sticks out to me that I've thought about the most in my life, because it really, just losing somebody close at such a young age was pretty surprising. Was life-changing, actually. I won't say surprising. It was life-changing. But the thing that goes along with that, the reason it was such a thing that stands out in the day of my life, I remember being at the funeral the first time we did a viewing, and I went up to the casket, and he was in there, and I actually touched his hand because it was just surreal to me, and his hand was freezing cold. It sent chills down my body because then it hit me that he was gone. I know that sounds weird that it hadn't hit me at that point. It hit me then when I felt his hand that, I lost my brother. So that's the day that stands out the most for me in my life, because it was just it was a way of kind of going, hey, this is a part of life, this death, So that's really, I know that's really deep and everything, but, I've just dealt so much with it at a younger age. I definitely, obviously, it's always going to leave a scar there, but it's something that I'm okay to talk about now. And so, that was a really good question. So that's something that sticks out to me, is just because it was like a, whoa, death. It's inevitable, whichever way though is what's important. And he had actually even, it was just kind of a, it was a life-changing thing. So that's the thing that stands out for me in my life. I'm wondering if I should pause it right here and we'll do another one. So, okay, we'll try to keep going. But a great question, Samantha. How did you feel when Batman beat the lights out of Superman in Batman versus Superman? Benjamin. That was way to sneak that one in there. I guess probably the way you would feel if Superman and Batman got into a real fight, after Superman just destroyed him. I guess that's probably, just imagine that if it was an actual real fight. That's probably how you would feel. That's how I felt when I watched it. I was like, well, this is obviously not real. So, but no, I still love the movie. But Benjamin, shame. Vanessa, what does success mean to you? What steps should be taken to achieve it? Oh boy, that's a tough one. Success for me is not in terms of financial or popularity, but I would say success for me is, is my family happy? Do I take care of my family? Are they okay? Do they feel safe and taken care of and loved? If those three things are, what they feel every day, then that's successful for me. To me, that's just me. That may sound cheesy or whatever, but that's just the truth. I just think that success for me is taking care of your loved ones, and if you can do that, then you're successful. So, yeah, that's just, and as far as what steps should be taken to achieve it, is keep your focus on them. It's not about everything else. You can. It's a really good question, but as far as the steps to achieve it, for me personally, I just try to. My mom was a huge inspiration for me because she took such great care of my brother and I, and is a huge inspiration for me how I am as a parent, as well as my uncle. I have an Uncle Joe who was a huge inspiration for me, in a lot of ways was like a dad to me. And I seen how he treated my cousins, and I seen what my mom did for me and my brother. So that was pretty huge for me. So I know that I probably didn't answer that good, but that's the best way I can do it. But good question, Vanessa. Khalil, how long did you expect to hit 1,000 followers? How long did I think it would take? I guess maybe to hit 1,000 followers. I thought maybe around, 2020. Why would people follow me? I am just a dude. But, no, I don't know. How long did I think it would take? I don't know. Good question. I thought it was going to be a long time before I would have to do this. So I hope that's Chris asked, greatest NFL football player and why? A lot of people are not going to like this answer. I'm just going to be real. Tom Brady. I'm not a New England Patriots fan, but you've got 5 rings on. Yeah, he's got 5, right? 5 out of 8, I think, or 7, something like that. That's that's next level. That's Michael Jordan. We're watching the Michael Jordan. We can hate on him all we want right now, but Michael Jordan was hated on when he played too. But after he's gone, you're going to appreciate how great he was, because I think that's the last of the dynasty quarterbacks. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's just my... Okay. Mr. 1030, what lies at the bottom of the ocean and shakes? I have no idea what that. I have no idea. If I could have anyone on my podcast, who would I have and why? If I could have anyone on my podcast, who would I have and why? Oh, wow. Why didn't I think of this one? We may have to come back to this one, because if I could have anyone on my podcast, who would I have and why? Tom Hanks, maybe. I'm a big Tom Hanks fan. He just seems like a genuinely awesome, nice guy, and he's like the greatest actor to me of all time. A couple years ago I would have said Jim Carrey, but I don't know what's happened there. So, but I would say Tom Hanks, because Tom Hanks is like growing up. Yeah, even growing up, like we would watch movies like Bachelor Party and stuff like that, even as kids. I know that's so wrong, Mom. Why did you let us watch this movie? But I grew up with Tom Hanks as the actor, so. And everything he's ever done is he's awesome. So Tom Hanks I think he'd be fun too, because he seems like such a real guy. So if anybody can make Tom Hanks be on my podcast, let this guy know. All right. We're doing good. I still have, okay. Mary Shag Kill from Leslie. Scooby, Optimus Prime, or Black Widow? Let's kill Optimus Prime because he's a robot. and I don't want to, hurt an animal or a person. So, so kill Optimus Prime. You're trying to get me in trouble here. I am going to say, marry Black Widow and shag Scooby. Psychologically, there's something there. Let's not ask questions. Let's just go with it, because Leslie, you're gonna get me in trouble here. That was good. I forgot about that one. Funniest interview from Michael. Michael asked what was funniest interview. A friend of mine named Bill. I think it was episode 2 when I interviewed Bill. I work with Bill. He is probably in his mid 50s, late 50s, and Bill is just a guy who just makes me laugh. And he's great at telling stories, and he really had an interesting story, and I think we just ended up laughing the entire interview, or me laughing at him, but we work really well off each other. If anything, if there was anybody I would ever go on the road and do a tour with comedically, Bill is the guy, because he's one of the few people in my life who, when I've talked to, I connected with on another level comedically, and he gets it. So, Bill. So great question, Michael. Stephanie, do you like extreme amusement park rides? Name top 3. Stephanie, I can answer this very easily for you. I hate amusement park rides. I get sick very easily. I cannot handle them. I wish I could, but I am just a wuss, or my stomach is, and I can't handle them. So good question, Stephanie. Chris, which is my favorite Ninja Turtle and why? Leonardo. Leonardo is my favorite Ninja Turtle. I know most people go with Raphael or Michelangelo. Michelangelo because he's the cool dude, and Raphael because he's kind of he's the rebel. I'm a Leonardo guy. I've always been a leader guy, even though I don't really necessarily ever felt that I'm a leader type. I've just been drawn to the leader types. Like, I like Cyclops, and, with the X-Men, and then I like Duke with G.I. Joe, and Leonardo with Ninja Turtles, and obviously Superman. Ooh, we're going to have a discussion here. Who's the leader of the Justice League? Superman. So, yeah. Just get over it. It's not Batman. It's not Batman. It's Superman. Benjamin, if you're watching, it's Superman. Let's see. Danny asks, was there a job I didn't take growing up that I now regret not taking? No, there's never. I always feel like wherever I'm at is where I'm meant to be, and so I don't have regrets on that. So I'm not usually a regretful kind of dude. So, but good question. Let's see. Sarah Filmflook. I hope I say that right, Sarah, but Filmflook on Vero. What's my secret to positivity enthusiasm? My secret is that, some of you aren't going to like this. My secret is that I have an amazingly supportive and loving family, and they love me, and so that feels good every day, and so I'm positive and enthusiastic because I get it from them. They love it when I do the podcast or when I've done my comedy videos in the past, whatever. So my support system is what keeps my positivity and enthusiasm going. They support me and love me and deal with my idiocy, and how, that's just what's so awesome and amazing about them. So good question. What's the best thing of being me and why? Javier asked that. Good question. What's the best thing about being me? Deep question. What's the best thing of being me and why? I would say, I get to talk to people all over the world as a podcaster, and a lot of people don't have that. Oh, you know what? Let me say this. I'm comfortable with talking with anybody. So that's the best thing about being me. And why is because I love talking to people. So when you have that comfort level to talk to anybody, and I feel like I can talk to anybody, I'm not scared of anybody. I may be nervous, but as soon as we say hi, again, as I stated before, you're just another person, just like me. And so what's the best thing about being me is that I'm not afraid to talk to anybody, and it gives me opportunity to get to know amazing people. So I use that. So there you go. Does pineapple belong on pizza? By Chris. Chris, no. No. If you disagree with me, then nobody's perfect. So just remember, no. The final question. Let's answer this because this is huge. All right. So listen to me. I'm gonna go deep here. I hope Amna is watching this from Covet as well, because I hope she appreciates this answer. I was asked, Why Superman is your favorite hero? Why Superman? I hope, was it Zion that said it? I hope Zion, I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, then please forgive me. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got cut off. Maximum recording time is 25 minutes. Oh my gosh, 25 minutes. Is anybody going to watch a 25-minute video of me answering some really amazing questions? I hope you do. That would be amazing if you take the time to get to know me. So I'm going to do a quick, I hope I'll go ahead and wrap this up as best I can. But the last question, it's funny, the only question I wasn't able to answer was the very last question, is why is Superman my favorite superhero? Okay, so here we go. Amna, I hope you watch this, and hopefully you agree with me. Benjamin, maybe I can help you understand why Superman's so amazing. To me, personally. All right, so why is Superman my favorite superhero? All right, so here's why I love Superman so much. Is because he's good, and he wants to do good. Now, that sounds simple, and it is in a lot of ways. But the reason I love Superman so much is because, and I had this discussion with Benjamin and Eamon the other day on Vero. We were kind of going back and forth, and or I guess Benjamin and I, and Eamon would throw in some comments on occasion as well. And he said that he kind of related more to Batman, but Superman is an ideal, and I get that. But this is why Superman is my favorite superhero. It's because Superman is someone who believes in good, and he believes in the good in people, and he wants to do good. Now, look, Superman's quite aware that there's bad in the world, and he can't stop all the bad in the world. He understands that. So what he does in order to try to help stop as much bad as he can is he hopes to inspire. He hopes to give people hope, and so he tries to inspire people by doing good, no matter what, always staying good and staying true. Now, here's the thing, and this is why I think Superman's relatable. I'm going to go two different ways with this, but hear me out, all right? Superman is not going to be liked by some people, obviously in the comics, because he's an alien and he's different. And, he's not like human, all right? Now, you say to yourself, well, I'm a human. How can I relate to that? Here's the thing. You can relate to that because, let's say, you're different ethnicity, religion, different background. If your background doesn't, if something about you doesn't match up maybe with those around you, you can feel like an alien. You know what I mean? So I think that's how you can relate to Superman. And that's why I think Superman's so amazing and is so relatable as a human, is because he's different. And yet, even though he's different and whatever, he doesn't let that change him for the worse. He tries to do good. And so that's what's so cool about him. So to me, as humans, that you can relate to Superman, because no matter what, no matter how different we are, whether it's our backgrounds, again, ethnicities, religions, whatever, we all have that alien feeling in our lives. And I get how Batman is relatable. Totally get that. I just think Superman is most definitely relatable, is because he's an alien living among humans, and I think we all kind of have that alien feeling sometimes. But in the other direction I want to go as why I think Superman is my favorite is because I think it's because he wants to do good, and no matter what, he can't stop the bad. No matter what, bad's going to be there. So he wants to do good. I want to be good to people, and I want to do good for people. And so here's the thing. People aren't going to like you because you want to do good in life. And that's true. So I think that's another way Superman's relatable, because you can maybe be somebody who wants to do good for people and be good to people, and people aren't going to like you for that. And so I think that's another way how Superman's relatable. I love that about him, that no matter what, even though people hate him because he wants to do good, he's still going to do it. And could he do bad? Yeah, absolutely he could do bad. It'd be easy for him to do bad like that, but he doesn't. And he just stays true to being good, even when people hate him, or even because he's different. And I love that. So that's why I love Superman, because to me, he's the embodiment of good. And I think isn't that what the world needs? Like, good. Like, especially right now, the world needs good. And I think as a character, I'm aware he's a comic book character, but for me as somebody, I love when I read the comics or watch the movies. I love that about Superman, at least for me. That's just my personal opinion. That's why I love Superman, because I think he is very relatable. But that's just my opinion. All right, guys, thank you so much for your amazing questions. These are absolutely unbelievable. I'm glad I got to answer them all. I hate that I couldn't get it all into the first video, but thank you for your amazingness, for your support, and I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out something for 2,000 follower thing. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But thank you again for your amazing support and awesomeness. And awesome. Just keep being awesome and keep try to do good to others. If you don't want to do good to others, I don't care if I lose all of my followers. Unfollow me. If you don't like doing good to people, see ya. Bye. It's okay. No harm done. But I'm somebody that's about goodness in the world, and so I hope you are too. And I hope if there's something that's made you not see the good in the world, then I hope there's a way that you can just get past that somehow and start seeing the good in the world. Whoa, Anthony, philosopher. No, I'm kidding. But bye, Vero peeps. You're awesome.